A scenario of political tit-for-tat is playing itself out in the United States as the government shutdown there edges closer to a month-long period over irreconcilable differences for the funding of a southern border wall with Mexico. In the latest salvo, President Donald Trump blocked a congressional trip by Speaker Nancy Pelosi to Afghanistan and Brussels by denying her delegation the use of a military aircraft, just days after the Democratic leader wrote to the White House to urge the postponement of the State of the Union address until the government was reopened.
It's day 28 of the longest government shutdown in history, and the political pressure on both sides is palpable. President Trump informing the Speaker that her congressional oversight trip to visit U.S. troops in Afghanistan and NATO commanders in Brussels was postponed due to the government shutdown, calling it a public relations event, while expressing his preference that Pelosi remain in Washington to negotiate a deal on ending the shutdown. Trump's letter went on to suggest that were the Speaker to fly commercial to the war zone, that it would be her prerogative. Just a day earlier, Speaker Pelosi drew first blood when she suggested they work together to determine another suitable date for the State of the Union after the government had reopened.
No, I'm not denying reply from all. We're saying let's get a date when government is open. Let's pay the employees. Maybe he thinks it's okay not to pay people who do work. I don't. I have no doubt that our men and women in the federal workforce have the capability to protect. The inference that they want to say is, oh, you don't think they could? Yes, they can. They're professionals. They trained for this. They should be paid for this. And that's why I said to the president, if you don't open up government, if that doesn't happen, let's discuss a mutually agreeable date.
The congressional trip was just hours away from departing. An Air Force bus expected to ferry them to a military aircraft was seen idling outside of the Capitol. Some 800,000 federal workers are without pay until the political impasse is resolved.
We are now entering nothing less than a full-blown crisis that is about to have massive effects on the people of New York City. And it is a crisis with no end in sight. And it's a crisis that will get worse and worse with each passing month. My job, whenever possible, is to reassure people and let them know that we have things well in hand. But when it comes to the shutdown of our federal government, things are beginning to spin out of control, and things are happening that no city and no state could possibly compensate for.
Businesses, particularly in and around the nation's capital, are also experiencing the ripple effects of federal employees staying home.
This I was thinking earlier, like if it's gonna stay till Monday next week, I'm thinking just to close both the trucks and just either stay home or look for some other job. I'm losing every day, I'm losing. Every day I'm behind now, so it's not worth it. Absolutely, it's not worth it.
This city is full of government workers, government contractors. It really provides for a lot of the economy of the city, and it's quite far-reaching, actually. Something like this furlough doesn't really just affect the workers themselves. It affects all the local businesses that also thrive on that business.
President Trump wants $5.7 billion in wall financing from the Democratic-controlled Congress. The White House was later also forced to cancel a U.S. delegation trip to attend the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, or face accusations of hypocrisy. About 2 hours after Trump grounded Pelosi's military aircraft, an Air Force plane carrying the First Lady, Melania Trump, took off from Joint Base Andrews, later landing at Palm Beach International Airport, the location of Trump's Mar-a-Lago retreat. Shervin Bricebys, SABC News, New York.